cabin in the woods has a metal roof. Now a metal... Trent... What? Okay, yes, we get it. Okay, you have a cool drone. Can we please just focus on the roof? Thank you. Now a metal roof basically lasts forever, but there are some problems that you have to keep an eye out for. Now you can see that our roof has this south-facing steep pitch that basically takes care of itself, except that all of the snow does fall onto the roof of the shed, but we'll get back to that later. Now the north face joins up with the rest of the roof in this valley, and it catches the snow and it can't just all slide off. And when we have a lot of snow, it can be a real problem. Now Trent, yes, fancy drone, we know, come on man. As a rough rule of thumb, snow weighs about 1 pound per square foot per inch of depth. So that means when we have 16 inches of snow on our roof, that's 24,000 pounds. That is 5 busters sitting on our roof. So in February of 2020, when we got absolutely hammered with snow, we had a lot of work to do.
Can't put on my seatbelt.
24 hours later.
It's snowing again.
We just cleaned it off.
Now, besides using the bear to clear the driveway. So, got a little bit of snow, dear.
And this is on our roof.
Yeah, a flat roof that's not very strong. So we're gonna clean it off. But Tammy's doing it because she weighs about 100 pounds less than me. Now don't tear up my shingles. Notice I said shingles there? Yeah, the shed has shingles. Foreshadowing. Once the weather cleared, I got the courage to get up on the house and do the metal roof too. With my neighbor Travis there in case I needed someone to call 911 after I fell off. Thanks, Travis. This is hard work, but it's still pretty fun. So this is like a 4-inch storm followed by like a 6-inch storm followed by like an 18-inch storm followed by like 2 more 6-inch storms. So lots of layers. So I've been digging through this. I'm trying not to get all the way down to the metal roof because the metal roof is super slippery. Okay, I'm starting to see the color of the metal roof. So right there, I think it's about 3.5 feet. I don't know, what do you think? Oh, I love snow. I love snow. I love snow. I keep telling myself that. I love snow. This is still pretty cool. Now besides the sheer weight, another potentially serious problem is ice dams. Now, rather than try to explain it all, I'll leave a link in the doobly-doo as to what ice dams are and why they're such a big problem. Now the previous owners did warn us that they had had problems with ice dams in the past that had caused some water damage. So I went ahead and put up some heat tape, but to be honest, I didn't really know how to do it because the heat tape comes with these little clips that are designed for shingles, and I didn't know how to attach them to a metal roof, so it wasn't 100% effective. Now luckily the ice dams that we did get were out over the porches, but can you imagine if this had happened in the attic? Leaks everywhere. Now heat tape, when it's done right, takes care of the ice dams, but it does present another challenge: massive icicles.
Those icicles have been known to kill people.
And she's probably right, especially when these icicles form right over your gas meter. That's what the board's for.
Do I need a helmet on? Ho, cow.
There really wasn't much we could do about it until spring, so I rigged up a sort of temporary permanent solution just to protect the gas main.
6 months later.
So this summer we had gutters installed in a few strategic places, and I had a pro roofer come out and look at our roof. He said the metal roof looks pretty good, he taught me how to do the heat tape correctly, and he taught me metal roof maintenance. Every summer you should check all the screws because they work loose over time. Turn down the clutch on your drill so you don't strip any, and if they spin, they have to be replaced. You see, when the screws get loose, they lose their seal and water can get through there. Not only does it rust the screw, but it rots the wood that the screw is biting into, and then the screw just strips out. The only solution is a bigger screw. You could say our roof was overdue for maintenance. Almost all of the screws had leaked to the point that they wouldn't bite and had to be replaced, and even some of the bigger screws wouldn't bite, so I put some roof sealant on all of them. Judging by the ridiculous number of loose screws and how they were all rusted, our roof has actually been leaking a little bit for years. Now the pro roofer also told me that the shingles on the shed roof had to be replaced. The pitch on the roof was not enough for shingles and there was lots of signs of leaking. And because the roof was basically a really small rectangle and simple to do, it would be cheaper for us to put the metal roof on ourselves than to pay him to do it. Score! And we did find lots of evidence of leaks.
So there's a 1/2 inch gap there, and then no gap, and then about a 3/4 inch gap, and then no gap. There was a crooked man who had a crooked house. So I watched a YouTube video on how to do this tar paper stuff, and it was super easy because the roofers, they just rolled it down and they pulled the backing off and they smoothed it and they pulled the other backing, and it was so easy. Shoop, shoop, shoop. We got one row down, but it didn't go wrong.
Disaster.
It wasn't a disaster. We did lose probably 10 feet of roofing tar because it all stuck to itself.
We're trying a new right now.
Okay, we're gonna try it again.
After a few failed attempts, we figured out how to get the weatherproofing on the roof and things went much smoother. Well, smoother. We did have to put one small notch in the metal for this handrail, but the rest was easy. Now all we have to do is wait for winter to come and put all of our roof fixes to the test. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and we'll see y'all next time.